Yo, yo, yo. Press one if you can hear me. This is Alpha Kingdom, Alpha Villians. We're going to chop up some good game and react to a video. Make sure you guys check in and check in when you come in and like the video. And we're going to do a quick countdown. All right. What up? 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 Let's go. All right. All right. Can you hear me, bro? Press one if y'all can hear me.
I hear you. I hear you.
Oh shit! Shout out to Alpha Villains for the $25 super chat party. Good morning, everyone. Let's get the likes up and make this another classic. Give me a fire sign if y'all can hear me good. I got this new little mic and stuff. I sound like $1 million and shit like that.
Let's go.
I don't want to know what y'all think.
Shine.
Good morning, Misha. First on deck. Well, second, but first, but whatever. Iceberg.
What's good, baby?
True Savage. Iceberg. JB, what up? True Savage. Well, shit. All right, let's get this shit. Am I too loud, bro?
Not,
Good.
not. Yeah, you sound good. You sound good. Yeah. Let's just let's ask the people, see how they feel. I think you sound great.
Yeah, how I sound, y'all? Good. Good. Or do we need to go up like this to the super chat? Hey!
Uh-oh. The wrestling breakdown is gonna be crazy. Now you sound like Vince McMahon, my G.
I had a fun. Thanks for flying through. I had a fun on that shit. See, if guys don't know, I got an analytical mind. If y'all really want to hear me, do fire game, watch me watch wrestling. That's even better than this. I'll really break the wrestling because I'm passionate when I watch it. So if you guys don't watch the expert level wrestling podcast, you tripping.
Make sure
That's
y'all
where I really
subscribe to
get
that.
into the heavy game because I'm breaking all of that shit down.
Word.
Because I want that to be my job. So I'm looking.
Yeah, the suplexes and all that shit, all the crazy moves, down to the audience members, down to the refs. Man, y'all gotta check that out. So now with the new mic, it sounds crazy.
So we're gonna pull this one up. This is a video from Table at 8. Shout out to you guys. It's about open relationships, cheating, and divorce. Here's a reaction. So I haven't previewed this one yet. So we're gonna watch it together and see what we gonna see.
Let's go.
Let's see what the boss player gotta say.
Let's go. He dripped out. Let's see what he got. Let's go. Team light skin niggas need to stick together. Let's go, my G.
Yeah, all right.
Let's go.
Oh shit. Can y'all hear that?
Nah.
You can't hear it?
No.
Still?
No. Nothing.
Into you for a little bit. We saying like, listen, you do what you do, I do what I do, but we're gonna come home, try to keep the family dynamic in front of the eyes of our children, even though we're not together.
The only way most open relationships work is that both people are on the same page, and this is the lifestyle that they want for each other.
Let me know if you want me to pause it, bro.
What's going on, everybody? It's Rico at 8 at the table, and you know we talk about everything that gets spicy.
That's right.
So speaking of spicy, Rashawn, right?
Always gotta start with me,
Especially with this one, right? Because like I have some questions about marriage, and I know that you had a marriage and it didn't go as planned.
We'll wait for it.
Yeah, I tried to, it didn't go as planned.
That's right.
But I have a question in terms of maybe, possibly, if, it's going to be a little personal, but bear with me. Do you think that if you and your wife would have tried or exercised maybe like some type of open relationship, or ex-wife, I should say, exercise some type of open relationship, you could have possibly, kept the family together for the family, or possibly saved the marriage?
So you asking me if me and her elected to have a open marriage, saying, in other words, me saying like, listen, you do what you do, I do what I do, but we're gonna come home, try to keep the family dynamic in front of the eyes of our children, even though we're not together. If you're gonna go away for a weekend, let me know. If I'm gonna go to a weekend, I'm gonna let you know, and just try to do it for the family. Would have prolonged it? Probably. But I think probably would I would have dealt with that? No. I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. Like, would it prolong it? Yes. I'm not. Yes, because obviously it's like. But however, and me, I can't speak for anyone else. I wouldn't been able to. But I could cope with anything. However, I wouldn't want to cope with me having a wife and me knowing, and I'll put my wife on the market, and we just coming back in the house, faking in front of the girls, and the whole.
In that aspect, Like, don't think an open relationship is faking your intimacy or faking your love for that person. You know what I'm saying? You and your wife having open, sexual ventures outside of each other, that does not, dictate that you two don't really love each other at all.
Right.
Or you're faking it for your kids. It's just maybe, let's just say, because let me ask you a question. What age did you get married?
26, 27.
So that's a young man. As a young man at 26 and 27 years old, and I'm 28 and I'm not married, right?
I gotta say, bro. I gotta say right now. I gotta say it. When the man takes the lead, the show is better. This start off of the show is better than before, bro. Shout out to the guy. This is no cap, like for real, because it's just better than they just start off in this like that. This how y'all need to do it every time.
Word. Shout out to Rico. Yeah, when we've been watching you guys. Shout out to 8 at the Table. We've been watching the program, and we see that there's a lot more direction. There's a lot more structure to the flow of the video, and it's a lot more tolerable to watch and for us to unpack and shit. So we appreciate that. Y'all definitely need to continue with the format. Rico definitely went in asking direct questions and kind of pulling out from the homie that's sitting down, because it's a touchy subject. You know what I'm saying? Like marriage and the dissolvement of marriage and shit like that. So he's kind of really playing psychologist on this shit. So I'm eager to see where he goes with it.
Right, because I haven't even needed deposit. And
right.
It's good because I'm just listening. You know what I mean?
Right.
I just wanted to deposit this at like this format right here, bro. Rico, you start this shit off from now on, bro. This is way better, bro, than just having women ramble and then you hop in every now and then. No. This is how you do it.
Word, facts.
This is much better right here. This is sauce.
Word. Can't hear it. Still can't hear
it. You two go out and live life a little bit as well, but still keep your marriage intact is a possibility.
That's a good way of putting it. However, the reason why I have to say it's faking,
just to give another level, another layer.
See, hold on, bro. See that? Why you don't let them finish? Watch it take a turn now. Hold on. Let's see.
Not only by separating your family, your kids, or whatever.
Dude, he was doing fine, bro. Why you had to hop in right there? Now you're gonna hold on. Let's see. I could be wrong, but that was supposed to keep going. It wasn't your turn right there. Let's see. Let's see if it swerved back or it's gonna turn now. Let's see.
Separating from your spouse, petition moving out of your family home, having to divide resources, having to pay lawyers to divide the resources, to divide the family. So on top of what he's saying, as far as like having your interactions with other people, would it have benefited you to stay so that you can continue consolidating resources with your ex-wife, continue to have, more money to spread out, between your children? Because let's say both of y'all worked, you only had one mortgage. Now they're
just by he was right in the middle of answering the question. Now he got to answer another question, bro. Let him finish all the way and then
teachable moment. My bad.
Yeah, no, because I'm watching it and I was getting into it.
Right.
And now it's swerved. Now he about to be talking about something else.
Right. Yeah, teachable moment to ladies. If you want to be heard, you got to give us the same courtesy. You know what I'm saying? When a man speaks, not to say that you can't speak over a man, but what I'm saying is let him finish, let him get his point across, then chime in. You know what I'm saying? Because you kind of derail him, and now it appears like you gotta. It's a touchy subject. Breakups, divorces, they're touchy subjects. So you gotta. Now it looks like you're kind of like you're attacking him a little bit. You know what I mean? Based on what transpired, and there's always two sides to every story, bro. But let's see what happens.
All right.
There's 2 mortgages or 2 rents or whatever, and everybody's going to be spread just a little more thinly, because the finances are not the same anymore.
And again, which is why in the beginning I said, would it prolong it? Would it prolong us getting a divorce? Yes, because those are the accommodate, or those are the way of trying to cope with having an open marriage. But the reason why I use the term faking is because I'm not comfortable with it. So I will be faking it out. And I think that, and also, I can't speak for her, but would assume, me knowing her from us being together for over 13 years, that she would be faking it as well. So I think that eventually will translate into the household. And the reason being is because I need my household to be in peace. I need peace in my household, not other men's thoughts in my household. So now she will be dealing with another man. She will be, to a degree, influenced by another man. And now this other man is underhandedly, secretly dictating certain things with that she could, because if it's 50-50, her point will be coming at this point now is like, she will be hitting me with things that I know is not from her, but someone is then putting her. So at the end of the day, these is more problems that will happen in a relationship, which is or even in our dynamic in the household. And I don't need that to be in my household. If you're going to do that, it's going to be in your household, underneath your roof, and I'm not involved.
I have a question, right? Just follow me for a second.
I'm listening.
In a very general, big way, right? Why did you and your ex-wife spread?
I got broad shoulders. I put it on me because I quit.
Okay, why did you quit?
I mean, those that now it will be putting me in a position of talking about some things that is not that I will have to bring in. Really, reality. Okay. I don't want it to sound one-sided.
Let me ask you this question.
But just for like this, this is the best way I'm gonna say it. This is the best way I'm gonna say it. I did things prior to my marriage that came back to haunt me.
So
when I got married.
So now, and this is what I was gonna ask: was that in any way, shape, or form, or was there in any way, shape, or form infidelity on the aspect?
Definitely.
Okay. Did y'all both know about this?
All right, so just to be clear, and I think that just to be fair, so, and if before we got married, we both cheated on each other, right?
So you were almost in an open relationship,
right? Not knowing though, right? But it was, right?
Let me say this, bro. Shout out to Command Your Confidence. Excellent
Peace.
job last night on the webinar, bro.
Salute.
A lot of times, bro, people be feeling like the cheating between him and the woman, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they be feeling like, okay, if I give the ultimate commitment, it will go away. Emotions don't go away. A title isn't gonna make, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, okay, well, we both cheat on each other, but I'm gonna tell you I don't love you. Here it goes. That's gonna be cool for that moment and shit, yeah.
Right.
But it ain't gonna stick though, you know?
Right. Let me piggyback on what you just said. You said something very important. Emotions don't go away. Titles don't diminish emotions. Titles, a ring, a piece of paper doesn't diminish your impulses. A lot of people feel like when they get married or they decide that they want to commit to each other, that's going to take away their urges, the fact that they're human, the fact that they're attracted to other people, the fact that they may have fallen into a routine, a monotonous routine that will cause them to stray. That's not the case. Relationships take work, man. You know what I'm saying? Relationships take work. And it's cool to say that, talk about open relationships, but people have it twisted. The majority of time, long-term relationships and marriages dissolve is not necessarily infidelity. It's more so about financial status. Because when bills get tacked onto money, monotony, the same routine, that in turn causes pressure on a relationship. And that in turn causes people to stray, because a woman will stray if you're not making enough money or you're too busy working to give her time, right? You're too busy working to give her time the attention that she needs. She's going to look for it elsewhere, and that will in turn snowball into something that will result in infidelity. Now, as far as men are concerned, men typically step out on their spouse or their women based on the fact on the monotony in the bedroom, right? The monotony, you put kids in the issue. The woman is working. She's not keeping up with her upkeep the way she was when y'all first met. So men have a tendency to stray for a woman to get something new. I know a lot of dudes who cheat that are better husbands or better boyfriends because they cheat. Why? Because they get in their rocks off elsewhere. They're not as stressed. They get to kind of escape the monotony, and they come home. They become a better father, better husband, better boyfriend. So relationships take work. So people, this whole new thing now about polyamory and open relationship, that's a new trend. But at the end of the day, that guy said something very important. Bringing in male energy, you know what I mean? So now, underminedly, the woman is starting to absorb the energy from the man that she's cheating on him with and bring it into your household. If you notice that your woman suddenly likes new music, she starts saying new slang words, new things that you haven't taught her, that's a red flag, because a man should be a woman's teacher. And if she's teaching you things coming from another man's perspective, you have to kind of really look into that closely and say, okay, something may be going on. If her patterns change, if she gets mad unnecessarily, you have to kind of look at it and communicate with each other to see, is it because I'm not doing something? Are you going to give me a chance to fix it? Or is it because this is something that you just want to do? So it's a deep situation, bro. And everybody goes through, whether you're married, boyfriend, girl, it doesn't really matter. It's all about commitment and relationships. Anything can go, bro. It is what it is.
Let me say this too. Me, I know you hear me say like, I want a life partner. See, I think this polygamy shit and all of that, I think that's like the new wave because guys want to have multiple sex partners and they want it and they don't want to cheat. I think that's pretty much 85% of what and why that is. See, for me, I'm a connection-based person, so I don't need a woman in my life to give me sexual favors, and I don't need to like have it open like that. Like it's just dealing with people, different energies and stuff like that. So it's like a different dynamic. Like I'm realistic, bro. And the reason people stress themselves out is because they try to control another person, and the other person can't be controlled. Because guess what happens, bro? Boom. Because guess what happens? When someone feels like you're trying to control them, they are going to not listen to you.
Right. Exactly. It's like a child, if daughters, for instance, like a father, an overbearing daughter says, you can't do this, you can't do that. What happens? The daughter rebels and does exactly what you're telling her not to do. Same thing applies with an adult. If a woman tells me, nah, you ain't going out with the fellas this weekend, I'm like, you crazy. I'm going out. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, Afi says something very important too. So let me ask a question. What happens when sex is no longer that important, right? Everyone's basing infidelity on sexual encounters. There's a lot of infidelity there's mental cheating. There's people that do OnlyFans and shit. Shout out to the Tate brothers and shit. They used to do the cam service. A lot of them just want to be heard. This is why OnlyFans are blowing up, because they're not having actual intercourse. They're having mental intercourse. Mm-hmm. So a lot of times when you're dealing with a person that you deal with on a day-to-day basis, sometimes communications go off and then you guys are not communicating as you need. You don't have that outlet. So it's not necessary. So for me, Afi, we still enjoy sex. Sex is important, but it's not as important as the big picture. Mm-hmm. So eventually when sex is you've had enough partners, you did everything under the sun, and it doesn't motivate you anymore. You become a sapiosexual, and your partner that you've been with isn't necessarily growing with you the way you're growing and evolving. You're going to need that other stimulation from somewhere else. So it's not just about sex, man. You can stray because your partner's not necessarily growing with you. Maybe your partner is capped at the life that they've maxed out, and you want to continue to grow. And if you're not growing with somebody, that can lead to anything: sexual cheating, mental cheating, etc. So there's a lot of layers to that shit, bro.
Facts. Shout out to my brother RPC. A pleasure to
Peace, my
see
G.
you. You make sure y'all go cop the Hacker book, bro. cop the Hacker book, and make sure you leave a review.
Word, they're important.
Matter of fact, let me take an opportunity. Let me shout out my man X. So I've been doing YouTube for 3 years, and I've been consulting for 3 years. A lot of times people do YouTube, and once they get a name for themselves or big numbers, they start to branch off into that. But shout out to Lucario who gave me that interview and started my business. And so reason why I'm saying that is from that point on up until now, I've never so he got a consultation with me, and he's from China, and he wanted to do mindset stuff. And I'm gonna tell you, brother, you're the second person I've ever talked to, ever, and was able to digest the principles and repeat them back to me with his own spin of how he would incorporate it. And I was blown by this because this guy's like, he's super smart, but if you see him, he's not like the swagged out guy and shit. He's like, looks like a regular guy. Mm-hmm. And I was blown because, and the first guy, I want to call him the first guy because the first guy who was really on point, you guys heard him before. If you don't know who I'm talking about, he's a young cat that I coached, and I had him on a video actually. So if y'all put in Alpha Kingdom Young Gunners, that was what Swerve, the stripper. He wasn't a stripper at the time, and Professor Rich, and then him. Wow. But then it's like he almost don't count because he was already kind of on some pimping shit, and he already like had a girl with a girl, so it's different. So
right.
But this guy, man, like, so the reason why I'm saying that is because like I'm coming out with a book, y'all, another book.
Let's go.
And this one is going to be called it's going to be called Tales from Her Desires. It's a spinoff of my Tales from the Underworld series, and you inspired this book, bro. So I want to give it to you. You the one inspired this book because it let me know that people can really understand this information, because the type of stuff I talk to with him, I don't talk about on YouTube. And
right.
I'll be thinking, people be remedial with the questions and stuff like that. And he let me know that there's people out here who are really serious about the game. And that book gonna be $50. And this and let me tell you why. It's not because I want to upsell stuff. It's very manipulative and dark. And I'm at a different point in my life right now where I really don't want to teach that stuff. I don't want to. So I don't want to have some dark, manipulative type book where you're taking. That can't be for $10, bro. It's like so basically that book is kind of like just for my day ones and just for people who are. If you pay $50 for a book, that tell me two things: either A, you serious about the game, and B, even if you don't have game, you willing to invest, because it's like consultation kind of stuff. It's literally, I'm gonna show you what I got so far. It's literally a step by step on how to do this shit. So it's like Conversation with the Minds. It's like if you listen to that, if you have some type of awareness, you can understand it. But this conversation Tales from Her Desires is like a step by step shit manual. And I don't want to just get at to just somebody. Oh yeah, I had two bodies and I'm on a rotation now. You can't know, bro. This is not for you. So shout out to my man, because like I said, and I hope you hear this. Like I've consulted so many guys, hundreds of guys, and he was like, man, I'm doing like this, which you said, and he would just make rants on how he was gonna spin it, and I'm like, whoa. And then he just looks like a regular guy, so I was blown by it.
You said so much, man. First things first, that mic sounds great. You sound great on the mic. Yeah. Investing in yourself, investing in your brand. Number two, you said that there's a lot of things that transpire on your consultations that you don't talk about in YouTube. And that's the value. Everyone that's listening, investing in yourself, investing in a consultation. It's not just
hey, V. My bad. I'm sorry.
Now you good.
I just did something on accident that we talked about. That wasn't even the part of how that kind of went. But
yeah, I know. That's why
I didn't even mean to do that. I'm like,
I know
that goes right.
That's why I have to piggyback and close it up. You know what I'm saying? So
that was on accident, though. I can't even say.
but it came out smooth though. You already know. Anyway, the investment comes. The real things that you guys really need is in the consultation, in the book, investing in the book, right? So Afi's saying that the book is gonna be worth $50. It's gonna be worth more, but the reason why is because it is a manual. It's something that he doesn't necessarily want to teach, but it's something that you guys need. So when you guys consult with Afi, it's what you need. The surface level stuff, we can't give it to you because all this information that's for free, there's no value in something that's for free. Mm-hmm. So what you need is going to be what you invest in. That's number one. And number two, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's all about evolving, bro. It's all about evolving. And Afi consulting hundreds of guys, and one particular client that paraphrased it back for him, that compared to the 100 guys keeps him going, because a real teacher will make sure that you're ready and set you free, not somebody who wants to keep you on the leash coming back. You know what I'm saying? And Afi teaches professionally, and that's where you get the satisfaction, my G. A student or somebody who consulted with you learned what you do and then off to become his own man. So that's the real value. You guys got to pay attention to that, bro. Somebody that's not keeping you on the leash, somebody that's willing to let you go and secure in what he's telling you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because when he wanted to talk, he wanted mindset and dark game, and I was like, oh, okay. And then when I started talking to him, I'm like, oh shit, like, oh, okay, like he understands that, you know. When I went on that rant yesterday, like, it wasn't no jab or nobody. It's just that people are ready for the fun part of the game, you know, but they don't want to put in the work to like learn it. I know we always say put in the work, but I'm saying, like, seriously, like, not even just like cliche, like, and a good example I use is like my Instagram, like, you know, it's easier to source. I ain't even gonna say women, just people, when you have a little bit of numbers. And the point that I made was that wasn't just given to me like, oh, okay, you ready to source? Here goes a couple of thousand followers to make. No, I had to grind, network, and post and create content and do all this. It's a stuff, grind, you know. So,
absolutely.
Here, let's get into this video.
Yeah, no doubt.
Let's get into it. Just going. Hold on, guys. We're gonna put up. There we go.
Make sure I get the likes up too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, make sure y'all liking the video too. Oops. Okay, there we go.
She didn't know that you were cheating on her.
No, she didn't for the most part. I'm just say that. It was towards when she found out is when I came clean and says, I'm not lying no more. This is the person who I was dealing with, X, Y, Z, just and the third. And I never told her a lie about if I was dealing with any other woman ever.
My thing is this, right? Here's where I'm going with this, because to me, and I don't know the real specifics, but just, you know, hearing, you kind of both were already in an open relationship unknowingly on both aspects, and so we're both cheating on each other. And the crazy thing is that you were willing to be on an open relationship on your side, right?
No, I was
in a sense where you were cheating.
Prior to marriage, I did not care as much. See, once you
Morning, True Savage, straight G
in a marriage, it's totally different. So my feelings and everything, the way how I approached it was different. We had a heart to heart, said we won't do this X, Y, and Z ever again on both parties.
Yeah, but that's who you both were. Yeah. You both have been that person since. Things can always change in the commitment levels, and I won't say that it doesn't, right? But what I will say is, at the same time, you gotta accept each other for who each other are.
But maybe hold up, Rico. What does that mean? Because when I got married, I did not cheat.
No, but it was. In a
damn, dude, big as hell, bro. I just looking at him. He was like,
yeah, he looking like Lurch. I'm like, yo, how tall is Rico? Because that dude is big. I'm like, damn, my nigga.
Right. So Raw was taking the exact same approach. So
hey, she looked like Courtney, bro.
I'm going to marry this woman. I'm going to
the chick when it was
1950s joint. Yeah, that Friday panel. Make sure y'all go to that channel. Yes, she does. Word.
Doing his thing. He kind of, you know, a mind switch, you know, and he was committed to that. But apparently, I guess your ex-wife, you know, wasn't expecting, you know, you to just kind of
change
like that.
Maybe
a genuine change.
But I'm gonna say this real quick. I think that the way how our open marriage work is if both parties started or understanding how they are to each other. Mm-hmm. So this situation, they cheated on each other. This is a monogamous relationship that two people were cheating on each other. So they were being dysfunctional before the marriage and got into the marriage, and he tried to change and she didn't change. So they didn't have the common ground.
And the best of men is, you're right. Go ahead, T.
So they didn't have a common ground where they came into a marriage where they're like, we have an open relationship. The only way most open relationships work is that both people are on the same page, and this is the lifestyle that they want for each other. You can't go into a marriage now. Yeah, divorce happened, and you know it might be at the door, but if you,
I gotta say something. I just kind of came up with a conclusion right now why these shits don't be working. Good morning, Aunt T. Shout out to Aunt T. Make sure y'all subscribe to his channel too. I was over there cooking, dropping 4 bars last night.
Ghost gang.
This is why. I've just figured this shit out, bro. This is why this shit doesn't work. Because people do this. It's like they want to try it. It has to be a lifestyle. It's not. You're not just. This is it. This is the whole. I figured it. See, fire game. All this shit, all these videos, all this stuff. It just took me one video in how many minutes? One video in 11 minutes. I figured out the whole science to this shit, why it don't work. Because people look at it like it's some shit to try. And what they have regular relationships, and then they just get bored and they're like, let's just try some open shit. That's why it never works. You have to be this person, and you have to find that person who's already like that. You can't, you see, it's like, see, dudes, just like threesomes, like I always say, I'll never try to convince my woman I will never put it like this. I'll never turn out a woman who I'm dating if that's not her vibe already. I'm gonna find somebody else who's already with that vibe. Because when you make people do some shit, then they resent you, then you get a different level of disrespect. See, now we going into consultation shit on accident. Woo! I don't want to do it, bro. Go ahead, bro.
Bro, my nigga. All right, let's unpack it. So Afi said the reason why this polyamory, these open relationships don't work is because it's the new thing to do. People want to try it. So they start off in a monogamous relationship, what their moms and their dads told them to do, and that they want to try something that they have no business trying. So in order for an open relationship to work, you can't turn somebody or convince somebody to try to do something because you can't control what's in between your legs. If it's a lifestyle, if you decide that you can't be monogamous, you're not a one woman type of man, you have to make sure that you find somebody who is similar and understand that you're not that type of dude. A woman that's going to be okay with that, and a woman that's okay with having an open relationship. You can't just want to try something. You see somebody else doing it and thinking that you can do it, and then it fails. And when it doesn't work, like Afi said, there's a different type of resentment. There's guilt, resentment, and then now you guys dissolve a relationship that could have been beautiful under false pretenses because you guys wanted to experiment with something that you were not prepared for.
Right. I would say the only time that would work is if we're talking about like old ass couples who've been together like 50 years, and then because I remember I think it might have been Real Sex or one of those shows where they had like an older couple and they had like a annual swingers thing, and they were like in their 70s and they tried it and they talked about, but see, it's different because they have 60 years of bond already going into it.
Foundation. They've established a foundation, possibly kids, possibly grandkids, possibly properties that they've owned together, ups and downs. You young people want to try new shit that you guys are not prepared for. Like we said in the beginning, you guys want to have fun without putting in the work. What is putting in the work in a relationship? Knowing who you are, knowing who you want to be, not what society tells you who you want to be. When you know and you accept who you want to be, you will have a better lifestyle. So that goes for men and women. If a woman knows that she gets bored easily and she likes sex and she likes to be promiscuous, and a man also feels the same way, you can have a great union. You can have a great relationship. Don't listen. A lot of people are too concerned about how they live, their perception of how they live. When you do that, you never have a fulfilled life. You have to live the way you want to live and find somebody who is in line with that and enjoy your life. Because at the end of the day, nobody's paying your bills. What they eat don't make you shit, etc. Family, social media, and friends, you got to keep that out of your relationship and live the life that you want to live. And that way you can go ahead and have a long-time relationship with somebody. Because again, everyone, newsflash, relationships are not all about sex, bro. You're going to get older. Your body parts are not going to be working as well as they used to. You won't have brittle bones. You're going to have different shit. Women are not going to be getting as aroused. They got menopause. There's other things in life aside from sex. Now, let's not get it twisted. Sex is very important, but sex is not intimacy. Intimacy is more important than sex. Intimacy is mental. Intimacy are experiences, foreplay. There's a lot of different things that you need to do to keep the relationship going. So most people cheat not because of sex. Most people cheat because they're not getting something at home, and that could be mental stimulation. They're not getting experiences due to finances, and they're not getting the attention that they need. So at the end of the day, man, you can't just sit here and say open relationship, because people talk about open relationship like it's just strictly for sex. No, bro, it's not just for sex. It's for the experience that you're not getting at home.
And you know what the other part is, bro, is I'm telling you guys, if you appreciate this stream, you put some fire trucks in the chat or drop a super chat. We drop in. This is fire boss game, bro. Like, this is real stuff, guys.
This is real shit, B.
Because look, this is another thing. I figured this out like 5 years ago. I figured this out like 5 years ago. Nah, longer than that. Shit, 10 years ago. Let me see, 2013. Maybe about 8 years ago, I figured this out. And I'm connecting it with this scenario now. So the reason why people be wanting to do this is the sex shit for one, but it's the validation from others. So what I'm saying is, see, polygamy, orgies, all this stuff used to just be in the shadows. See, so let me tell you, like, so when back in the day, it started being a little feminine. So basically, you know, guys like to be fresh or whatever. But when I start seeing the guys put together these collages and shit like that of their outfits, it took a turn. Like, okay, so basically, like, you can take a picture. You know, you got your polo shirt on. Let's say you got some starched Levi's and some Jordans or something. So then I just take a picture of you, boom. But see, they got to the point where you as the man would take a picture of the belt, picture of the shades you got on, picture of the shirt, picture of the polo logo, picture of the shoes, and then put yourself in the middle. And you got, oh, that's shit females do, bro. What dudes not supposed to do all of that? So I'm saying that to say is, you see, it's now when you can get popping off of that. People look at you like, wow, look at this guy. I wish I could live like him. So, but if he didn't have the attention from others, he wouldn't aspire to do it.
Facts. You know? Absolutely. Absolutely. And sidebar, you know, my niggas and should be making fun of me about all my light skin poses and shit. That niggas be calling me Tito Jackson. Like, you know, remember the Michael Jackson Thriller album cover where he was sitting down? Niggas sent me the memes and shit. I was like, all right, I gotta do this shit. So I said, yeah, I'm like Tito Jackson. It is what it is, but it's for TV though. I gotta do this shit to advertise and shit like that. But obviously, it's something very important. It's all about the validation. Like, yo, to this day, and again, I gotta be real careful how I spit shit. But like, for instance, my mother, like, again, respectfully, like, I have to. It's crazy how, like, I even have to validate my mom. B, like, she, like, the way she fishes for validation by way of text or shit like that. And it's annoying. She's my mother. I'm like, y'all shouldn't be having to validate you, but I play the game. Like, I have to play that game. And when you stop doing that, that's when women tend to go look for it elsewhere. So it's a very important, listen, this knowledge, this game, this experience that we're teaching you guys, comes with a price, because when you see somebody searching for validation, for me, it kind of annoys me, because now I'm like, oh, this is what you're trying to do. I'm not going to give you the validation. But in turn, the flip side of that coin is you have to understand that if you don't give that person the validation that they're seeking, somebody else will. And if that starts to snowball and compound, you can't 6 months later be blindsided by the fact that you caught her cheating.
Right.
That's the thing. So you really have to balance shit out and play it off. Again, I'm telling you, I have to validate my mother sometimes with the text. I have to make her feel like she's still leading me and giving me wise information. You know what I'm saying? To make her feel like she is doing something. But at the end of the day, I no longer need that from her. I just need her to be my mom. You know what I'm saying? So, and she's a woman. It is what it is.
Yeah, man, it's the validation from others, because it's just like it looks cool, but
yes,
it looks cool. I had a good example. Okay, put it like this. Boom, here we go. So I look at it like this. So say, okay, boom. So you look at this stuff on internet and it looks like it's a cool thing. So I'm going to use sports as an analogy. Football and baseball. So I'm a baseball player. So baseball, all sports have balls.
Let's go.
They all have balls, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then if you think
easy.
No, hold on, because I gotta say it though.
Let's go.
If you think you can play with balls, you was
no homo.
Hold on, I already started. So look, okay, boom. So then you get the girl and you want her to play baseball with you, and then so she thinks, okay, well, I'm playing. I play football. I'm used to tossing balls. We throw balls just like you do in baseball. It's the same thing. But then when they get involved, it's not the same thing.
Yes. Right. And that is because of lack of understanding. In baseball, you swing a bat. In football, you catch a ball. Yes, there's similarities in the two sports, but there's 9 innings, there's 4 quarters. This is what it is. So in comparison to that, when you said earlier about people want to try this open relationship thing because they bored. People want to try this open relationship thing because they got involved with a player, or they got involved with a promiscuous woman, but because of their insecurities, you say, I still love this person. Let's try it. But that's going to only expedite your failure as a relationship, because the thing is, you don't have any understanding of what it takes. Listen, there's been relationships, people that have been in relationships that have tried this threesome thing, and they had good relationships, but the woman wanted to please the man, and it backfired. Mm-hmm. The woman, there was an agreement. You can't fuck her without me, but he was fucking her without her. And there was also on the flip side that there was an instance where the man was like, yo, you can't be with her. And to get back at the man, now the girl, like, so for instance, I'm with this girl, right? Boom. She recruits a chick for me because, for my birthday, for instance. Boom. And she says, yo, you can't fuck her without me. I said, all right, no doubt. And I fuck on the side. And she finds out about it. So now the girl that she recruited me, my girl wants to get back at me, and now she's banging her man. You gotta know what you're doing, bro. You have to be open for all the consequences that come involved with it. And if you are not prepared for that, it's gonna make you a worse person and feel worse than when you started, bro.
Drop some fire signs in the chat.
That's real shit.
Video. Yeah, this is getting on some real stuff, guys. For real, man.
You want an open situation, both people have to agree to say, hey, I'm not feeling you no more, but we got all these bills, we got each other together, and then they'll decide to come to grounds on that term. But it doesn't work when 2 people are like this at each other, and then you're like, okay, you open, you're going to feel as the man funny about having a woman being influenced outside of your relationship. No man want to deal with that, especially if he didn't sign up for it.
Can we put some terms on it? So what we're saying is that you have consensual monogamy and you have non-consensual monogamy.
Yes.
So when you're cheating and being intimate with somebody else, it's non-consensual monogamy.
Right. Yes.
Because the other party obviously there's no meeting of the minds. They're not in the
quick note too, baby girl, she a big mama, but she is carry herself and she's put together and she confident. So it's all about that too. Just side note.
Absolutely.
Same page. I think it's hard for a man to accept that his woman is seeing another man in a relationship. But I think if he's at a place where he's no longer, feeling like he's in love, but he can lose so much, they come to a common ground. It can work if both parties come to the common ground of understanding what they want for each other. It can work. I do know someone that's living that full life. They had they've been together from they were 14 years old, and as they got older, she kind of got interested in somebody outside of the relationship. He found out, and he was very upset about it. But they didn't want to break up. They had 5 children together. They have a house. They have their careers together, and they didn't want to break up. So what they did, he slept on the couch. She slept in the bedroom for about 6 years. They separated from each other. And
on the couch?
Yeah, on the couch. I would go to the house, and I'm like, girl, where you? Okay. And she's like, that's where he sleeps. But I used to ask her, are y'all
No,
sleeping
you stay
together?
here, baby. This is all around talk. It's not just man talk.
Long story short, he got sick one day on the job, real bad. And I used to tell her, stop playing around. You're going to lose your husband. Both of y'all are playing with each other. Anyway, he got sick, and she had to put him in the bedroom with her. And she put him in the bedroom. They fell back in love because she realized, this is my life. So this is what taught me that marriage is up and down. You do fall in and out of love. So when I saw that my girlfriend was able to take her husband back, and right now they do everything together. But I remember the first couple of years in their marriage, they were separated in that house. He was dating whoever.
You're welcome,
she
baby.
was doing whatever. And I used to be so upset with her, like, what do you do when you got a good man? Because I was looking at the part that he took care of home. But they just did not love each other anymore. So when I saw years later now that I see that she and him is going on trips together, they're doing everything.
All right, this is what I want to say, bro. This is the marriage stuff, bro. This is what I don't like too. People be just trying marriage like it's just something to try. Don't you? When you get the thick and thin, all of that, that's real stuff. You guys just act like that's just the poem that you read first, like this. So see, it's like marriage is up and down. The point of marriage is two people have the similar goal, and that's what they're working on. Not see people be married, and then when it's fun, they want to do it, and when it's not fun, they don't want to do it. It's very imperative that you understand what the lady just said. When you're in long-term relationships, you're gonna fall in and out of love. If you ask anybody who's been married for 50 years, if you ain't never asked them, go find your grandma or go find somebody and have a real talk with them. They will tell you. But what happens is you don't ask the questions, so you just be looking at it like, oh man, love is gone. Look at my grandma. They've been together for 50 years. Yeah, but they ain't gonna tell you the real stuff. It ain't been times where, because see, the thing is, people be thinking social media changed the game, which it has, but there's all y'all have a grandpa or uncle who got, yeah, I got 7 kids. The shit was going on. People been with the shit. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, bro.
Yes, you said something very important. And it's not just about marriage, because I know that marriage today is a faux pas and marriage is a big commitment, but so are relationships. But you said something very important, and I want everyone to understand the reality. People don't understand love. They have allowed society, their family members, their single mothers, their single family members to decide and to define what love is. In any relationship, there will be ups and downs. And what do I mean by ups and downs? You will, in any long-term relationship, you will fall in and out of love with your partner, bro. It is what it is. It may be because of the monotony. It may be because of the level of disrespect that you guys have, the arguments. It could sometimes people are, are in a relationship that they argue so much, they consistently disrespect each other, and that slowly chips away at the love that they have for each other. Mm-hmm. Then at the end of that, then they'll decide to have another child. And then that will kind of reignite the love that they have for each other. So you have to understand, like everything else, there are ups and downs to anything that you decide to put work in, especially in a relationship. If you are not prepared to understand that, love changes. you know, with the love that you have for yourself. Sometimes you guys can start off with a goal and your goals change. You evolve at a faster pace. Maybe she evolves at a faster pace. Some of the things that you've been instilling in her or she's been instilling in you, you no longer believe. And that will cause tension in the love. When you are in a relationship, you cannot be in it solely for love or being in love. You have to look at the big picture. Is this person good for the children that you have with them? Does this person genuinely care about you? The most important thing in any long-term relationship too is if you still enjoy the person's company.
Yeah.
If you don't like a person, fuck love, fuck sex. If you don't like this person, it'll never work, bro, because when you can't get your dick up, when the broad ain't aroused anymore, when the kids are out of the house, when you don't have, you know, when you guys are just together, you guys are old, can you guys have a conversation and make each other laugh and enjoy? You can't just try it out because the TV told you to do it. This is why people are not getting married. This is why divorces are happening, because you guys go into it with false preconceived notions as opposed to what it's actually going to take to last, bro. That's the important thing.
True Savage says, trying marriage is like J's, too small, but still want to rock them because they look fresh. That mindset invites, that's facts.
Facts.
Queen of the South says, facts. My homegirl is finally pregnant at 40 with baby number 2. A lot has happened. Oh, excuse me. The oldest is 9. A lot happened between those 9 years, including talk of divorce, and they're happy again.
That's what I'm saying.
Ups and downs. And then you have to, you just gotta have that go, and most importantly, you guys gotta check your egos. And what I mean by that is, you thinking that shit is coincidence. And I use myself as an example. So I remember I was dating a single mother, and she had a small 2-year-old, and so I was doing like stepdaddy type of stuff. And even though I was happy with her, I wasn't happy enough to try it again with somebody else. So I was with her, and I'm like, no, this is cool, blah blah blah. And it made me realize, like, even though you can be with somebody and y'all can have chemistry and be cool and stuff like that, it's certain deal breakers. So basically, like, I didn't like her parenting skills, and it boiled over into our relationship, because I'm starting to look at her like, man, you're stupid. Like, why you let your son do that? Like, and then I'm starting to look at her like, man, you kind of stupid, bro. You don't know what you're doing. And then it just kind of boils over. But my ego's in check, because I knew that situation would, and from that was 6 years ago. I will never date a woman with a small child, bro. Like the kid got to be. If I'm gonna date a woman with kids, and I don't have any kids, I'm gonna say like 10, 11, 12 they gotta be, because
even that's rough. But go ahead.
Right, because see, these kids are advanced now to where they're into their phones and stuff like that. So it's like I'm the boyfriend, but I'm not really required for, because their kids are kind of doing their own thing when they get like to be a teenager and stuff. But I changing diapers, taking them to school, never, because I don't like it. Because it's like, whatever kind of effort you put in forth to, when it's over, it's over. And I felt like that's it's not worth my investment, because you get attached too. But I still got to understand, like, well, damn, if she left the actual father of these kids, I don't really have no legs to stand on, because she actually left the person who created him. So here I come in with groceries or whatever. Don't get it twisted. That was an example. I wasn't coming in with groceries, but it just doesn't. So it does. But I'm not gonna be like, oh well, that was just because of her. Let me just try it. No, I'm not trying it again, because I already knew. Even when I was happy with her, I still didn't like it. If that makes sense.
Absolutely. You said something very important, something that you and I talk about often: ego. We talk about ego, and I think it's very important for a man to learn how to master his ego, learn how to turn it on and off. When you enter into a long-term relationship, you have to know when to turn the ego off and ego on. Same thing for a women. Women are narcissistic by nature. They are egotistical by nature. They rarely apologize and they rarely say when they're wrong. So you have to find a woman who knows that when she is around you, that both of you are suppressing your egos. But you also have to be with a woman who understands that you could easily turn on your ego, and you have to understand that she could easily turn on her ego. But so now that is another level of respect. So for instance, I have an ego. I'm a cocky nigga, but I know how to suppress it when it's time to suppress it. That's a form of respect. When I'm in Afi's home, Afi invites me on his panel. Afi can be construed as an arrogant ego guy, but he knows how to suppress it because we have respect for each other. A lot of people in relationships do not respect each other, and they let the ego speak for them. So that kind of takes it to another level. Also, self-awareness. Afi said just because he in a past relationship he was with a woman with a child. It's not a knock on women with small children, but he knows respectfully that's not a situation for him because he knows himself, and he's not going to give the best version of Afi to the person with a woman with a person with a child. So it's all about knowing yourself, understanding your ego, and understanding that there's going to be times in a long-term relationship you have to let this person, kind of like I said about my mother, you got to validate them and be secure enough to know that I'm validating you deliberately for a better end result, not letting it compensate your ego, bro. That's another thing, because a lot of times too, ego, let's say you get caught cheating on your girl. Now her ego kicks in and she want to do it to you, or you catch her cheating. Now you want to do it back to her. That's not checking your ego, bro. That's just doing tit for tat shit. And it's just becoming a vicious, toxic cycle. And then at the end of it all, you both leave more damaged than when you started, bro. So that's very important.
Right, bro. And I'll say this too, and you can tell me what you think about this. Like for me, and like I say, my mother's a single mother, so I'm just telling you guys what works for me. So this isn't a general statement. Like I'm saying, don't do it. But what I'm saying is, like, I'm a very structured guy, and I'm a disciplinarian. So that shit, it just ain't gonna work. Like it don't. And I just know myself to where, like I say, now if I had a kid or two, it wouldn't be as big of a deal. Right. But I'm not gonna sacrifice me being a single guy. And all of a sudden, this fucking dog, boy, what up? He's doing some shit, bro. I can hear him tearing some shit up. It's not. I look at it like, is it worth the sacrifice? I can become. I'm a single guy with no kids. Now I'm gonna convert my whole lifestyle to try it out, and then if it works 1 year or 5 years, if it don't work, those two people go their own way. And then I got to convert back to what I was doing. So was that a good investment for me? Not really.
Full circle. You see what he just said? Full circle. Afi doesn't have any children. He has enough self-awareness to know trying it out is not worth it, because if it dissolves, and him knowing himself, trying something out that he knows deep down is not going to work for him, at the end of that, they go back to living their life, and now Afi has invested and wasted time to try something out, and for him to go back to being who he was in the first place. This is what we're talking about. This is why relationships, for the most part, are not working, because you guys want to try something new instead of fix something that caused the last relationship to dissolve, to fix it. Instead of fixing something, you rather try something new with somebody else. This is why women go to church. They embrace church because they feel like God will forgive all their sins. They'll absolve them from all their sins. But again, God forgives. I don't. You got to come in and fix your trauma and your shit first before you decide to get into a relationship and give somebody a chance. And if that person can see through that bullshit, it doesn't mean that he ain't shit. It just means that I'm doing you a favor by letting you know this isn't going to work.
Right.
You got to have dick discipline, bro.
Yep. Because I changed my whole lifestyle. And even like I said, I would even be thinking to myself, like, and that's how I knew what was fucked up. Because even during our happy times, I'd be like, it's like once we kind of did the move-in thing, it's like I was a different person because I had different responsibilities and I had a different routine. Listen. You know, I smoke. Well, guess what? I can't smoke like that in the house. No,
just you gotta go to the patio.
Yeah, just stuff, and it's like, no.
But you know what's different? But you know what's different though? When and if you ever, right? When and if you ever have a child, that's part of your investment. So now you're going to be more considerate because it's a part of your lineage, right? So now to kind of disrupt your lifestyle for a chance to make something, to try something, is not worth it for you. And it's not worth it for that person too, because not only would you be wasting your time, you're wasting her time as well. So, and you also said something very important. I'm a control freak too, not controlling other people, but I control my shit. Like I like the way I take my pictures, the way I control my shit. I don't impose my control on anybody. So a disciplinary, when somebody has poor parenting skills, it's a big turnoff, because when it's convenient and when they're tired, they'll let you take the reins. But when it's some real shit you got to discipline, they say, oh, you're not the dad. You can't do that. I don't have time for that, bro. I don't have time for that. The disrespect, all that shit, because I know, like you and I, we know we can see 3 steps ahead. When you see a kid doing some dumb shit that's going to snowball, that's going to affect her, that in turn is going to affect what y'all doing, I ain't got time for it, B. Respectfully.
Yeah, bro, because
respectfully.
Like,
nah.
Because he's tearing some shit up. That's the control thing. I'm seeing up here chewing on a pen. And it's like, bro, why are you doing that? See, that's like my kid. And like I got one kid who do everything I want and everything I say.
That's
and
how it works.
Another kid who do whatever the hell he wants.
That's how it works, brother. Trust me.
Rose doesn't even understand discipline. I will literally discipline him, and then 3 seconds later, he'll want me to kiss me like it didn't happen. It's like, no, I don't want the kiss, bro. You're supposed to be... Yeah. You're supposed to be like feeling bad and go walk away or something. So
go handle that.
You know, so it's like I would see, for me, since I don't have any kids, another reason is because there's a constant conflict. Because what the woman gonna say? The first thing she gonna say is, "You don't have kids." Yeah, I don't have kids, but I deal with more kids than you. For a living, and parents too. But
and that's what I was going to say. And their parents,
kids though, so you don't understand. I do. Maybe I don't understand your story, but I understand discipline and disrespect, and your kid is both.
Facts. That's what I'm saying. And yes, a lot of women will say that too. You're not used to. A lot of women will say you're not used to a family environment, or you don't have a large family. It's not about that. I know what's right and wrong. I know what toxic levels are consistent of in your family, and I know that's something that I don't want to be a part of. A lot of women will try to shame you for that. If they have multiple kids and they're single mom and you would get involved with them, they're gonna say they try to see how you interact with their kids to see whether or not you can put up with their kids, as opposed to being in a position where you lead and create a peaceful environment. Because most single moms, let's not get it twisted, and respectfully, they can't manage their children. And quite frankly, bro, they're not qualified to give relationship advice. My mother is not qualified. My single mother, let's not get it fucked up, 47, is not qualified to give me relationship advice, bro, because she is a single mother. You know what I'm saying? Your single mothers trying to advise their sons. Most of them, for the most part, I'm not saying all, most. I know your mom's got game and shit, but they're not qualified to tell a boy how to maintain a relationship. They're not even qualified to tell their daughters, because you're teaching them from a vantage point of a single mother who has hurt, who's traumatized, and who has a lot of pain still that you are indirectly imposing into the kid. This is why there's generational curses that occur. And these men just follow suit because they tired, as opposed to standing their ground and telling the kid, giving the kid the balance that they need on how to deal intersexually and the relationship dynamics, bro. That's how it works, B.
That's facts. You got to know yourself, man.
You have to.
We got to wrap it up, brother. So say your last words, bro.
Yo, thank you, Afi. You already know Afi Kingdom. Make sure y'all get the likes up. Make sure y'all leave some comments too, man. You know what I mean? The algorithm has been bugging. I go by the name of AV, aka Alpha Villians. Follow me on YouTube every Tuesday night, DJ Epps and Friends show. All these books, make sure they are an investment. The investment comes with what you decide to do when you discuss it offline, and know that what we are providing is surface level versus what you actually need. Thank you for having me on, bro.
My pleasure. You guys make sure you drop a comment after the video is over and let us know your thoughts about open relationships and even dating with kids. What y'all think in the leave it in the comment section. I want to wish everybody positive energy, and you guys have a good day. Follow me on Instagram at King Genius Afi if you need a consultant. hit me up. Let me know what your deal is, and I get you straight. And other than that, we'll see y'all later. If y'all drop 10 comments, I'll do a late night show.
Let's
All
go.
right? Peace, y'all.